Hello again, everyone. I am here with a semi-unboxing of this TWSBI pen, which I will reveal here in just a minute. I have already taken it out of its paper box. I purchased this from Yoseka Stationery, and as usual, they were very, very fast. I did it as a pre-order, so I got it pretty much when it came out. I have already decided what ink is going to go in here, but I'm going to give you a little bit more details here in a minute. So I'm going to open this up and fill it up and test it out, which is a little bit scary because it is a Vac pen. So this is the Iris Vac 700R by TWSBI. This is a limited edition as far as I know, and all of the different pens will look a little different because of the coloring and how it ended up on the pen. So I also took this piece of sticky tape off of this side because I figured you didn't want to watch me struggle with that either. So I'm going to take this out of here. And there should be tools for any necessary repair to the pen in this little area here, but I'm not going to open that up right now. So I'll just, and pretty much all TWSBIs come in a little package like this, which is kind of nice. I keep these, but I don't really have any other use for them. I just keep them in case I want to sell the pen later. So let's put that off to the side there. Make sure it doesn't slide back into the frame here. So I have decided that I wanted to fill this pen with Troublemaker Abalone, which I was going to say Petrichor, but no, this is Abalone. Those are the only two colors I have by them, because I figured Abalone would be pretty perfect for this pen. I considered putting some of the diamine iridescents in here. My only pause was that it might stain the inside, and I'm just not ready for that yet. So to start off, it's going to be Abalone, which I don't think I have in any other pens yet. So this is a good use for that. So this little extra pamphlet here came with this model so that it'll tell you how to fill the Vac pen. And I have to admit, I've been a little reticent to do, not reticent, but I haven't done some unboxings or shown you some recent pens, but I have gotten a couple of Vac pens that I have not yet shown on the channel. One which is like one of my super special pens. I'll end up showing it someday. Maybe I'll do a comparison of different Vac pens. And this is actually kind of heavy, this Vac pen. This is, I don't have any of this particular model Vac TWSBI. I do have one Vac Mini. And I'm only just starting to figure out how it works. So, so the basic mechanics is that, so the end twists off, and then once you've twisted it enough to get off of the threads, you pull this little plunger thing out, and then you depress it after it's in ink, and then once it gets past a point here, and I believe it's right about here, where the little rubber bit goes past where the little inside area flanges out, then the vacuum of the air that's in this section here will suck the ink up into the pen. So with my other Vac pens, my first couple of fills were not that great. And I'm not sure if that's just because it was my first time and I was a little uncertain about it. I've since filled both of those pens again, and the second fill was great. So it went, I would say, at least 3/4 to the top. It's probably, there are ways to get it all the way full. I have not tried those yet, but if you do a little Googling, there's actually a lot of people that will give you tips on how to fill this all the way. I do actually have an inkwell to be used with Vac pens for TWSBI, but I haven't used it yet. I just used the ink out of the bottle for the other one. Mainly because I just didn't know what ink to put in here that I would continually use. The ink that's currently in that other Vac pen, I'm not sure if I wanted to keep it in there, but if I do finally decide on an ink either for this pen or the other pen that I'll be inking it up with regularly, I'll go ahead and fill this up. And I've heard that you can actually fill the Vac pen a little bit more with the Vac specific inkwell because you can put it upside down, and I guess that kind of adds to the pressure of the ink going down into the pen. So, but that's for a whole other day. Today, I'm just trying to fill it with any ink at all and test this out for you today. I have relocated my trusty little A5 Tomoe River notebook. This thing's been around for a little while. Still has plenty of pages though. So I'm going to, once I've loaded this up, I will test it out. And I think oh yeah, there's a little bit more information. And this has been true for both Vac pens. If you are going to be doing just short time writing, because there is some ink that stays in this feed area, so you could leave this back portion completely screwed on. But if you're going to be writing for a long time, and this was actually a mistake that I made with my other TWSBI Vac, I was like, why am I running out of ink? There's plenty of ink. It's because I was long writing and I did not do this, which is unscrew the back just a little bit, and that pushes up this little seal here so that ink can flow down into the nib. So, but I think it's trying to tell you, but don't pull it while there's ink in it, because you can end up with ink everywhere. And then this is kind of telling you how to fix it. And there's a spare O-ring. Excellent. I did not know that. Okay. So, I will probably, I'm not sure if I'll do this, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes when I start writing with it. Because I've been getting into all kinds of new mechanism pens, like dropper fill and vac fill. They're actually, I think it's a little bit scary if you haven't dealt with it, but once you've dealt with them for a little while, you can kind of get the hang of it. So anyway, let me go ahead and show you this. So here's the cap. And the biggest differences I've actually seen between these pens is the color on the clip. Mine tends to skew a little bit more purple with some green around the edges. Some have been more red, like this color down here. It actually has kind of a rough texture on that. I'm not sure why, but I'm assuming that was intentional. And then everything else is pretty smooth. So you have the same color here and here. And then on the pen itself, you have that iridescent quality here. Some people have said that they wished it was on this little end piece, but you know, it's okay. And then you have the same coloring here and on the tip of the nib. And I got a medium nib. The medium nib is actually the nib I prefer the most on TWSBIs. I'm starting to gravitate a little bit more towards the broads, but medium is still my favorite. It's kind of a good in-between for just general writing, as medium would indicate. Okay, so that nib is very pretty. Okay, so yeah, I do have a paper towel. I always feel like I have like dirty water and dirty paper towels whenever I'm trying to film because I forget. So I'm not going to show you my water, and I may or may not show you my paper towel. We'll see. So let's go ahead and get this ready to fill here. So, and as I said, I'm kind of bad about rinsing my pens when I first get them. I generally don't do it unless I have a problem. And then that's one of the first things I do. Okay, so I've unscrewed it, and now we've gotten to the point where this can pull out like that. So I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the speed that you go down. I did have better luck the second time when I went. I was a little slower with putting the plunger down. I think the first time I just kind of went psh, and it didn't get a whole bunch of ink in. So I'm going to try going a little slower with this one today. Let's see. And I wondered, it obviously didn't seem to make a difference, but I wondered if part of my issue before was I had a fairly small bottle of ink that I was filling from with a Vac pen. But again, on the second fill, it was the same ink for both pens, and it did a better fill. So I'm thinking it's maybe more the speed, but I don't know. And this has a fairly deep bottle, so it should be okay, I think. I'm moving it around a little bit to kind of get it mixed together. I think the biggest challenge might just be getting the nib in there, because this is a pretty small opening. Okay, I think we're okay. It's not going to go all the way down in there. If I do plan to refill with this ink, it looks like I will have to put it in a different container. So let's see how we can do with this. Oh, and it's already kind of spurting in. So I am just going slowly pushing it down, and there we go. So as you can see, and this may just be the first fill is never the best, or it could be that I couldn't get my nib all the way down in there. I don't know. It seems like I could because the ink is all the way up here. Variety of factors. But anyway, I'm not going to attribute this to anything right now other than maybe it's just, you know, the first fill maybe doesn't go all the way. So, but I'm going to leave it that way because that's enough ink for me to test it today. I am going to, I'm not going to show you my paper towel because it is pretty dirty. I'm going to wipe off the excess ink on the nib. And as you can see, I did go ahead and clamp it all the way down or twist it all the way down. I think we should be able to do a sample with the short writing position here. So one of the reasons why I had not purchased one of these larger VAC pens is because I didn't know if it would be too large posted. And I tend to kind of like to post my pens. It feels very comfortable with it not posted. It seems to be a little top heavy posted. I'm going to say that. So I probably will write with this unposted because it feels very comfortable like that. So let's go ahead and find a blank page here. There we go. And I can put these instructions aside because we've pretty much gone over those. And let me zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so this is the, oh, it starts right up, the TWSBI. And this nib actually seems a little smaller than some for medium, but it's fine. It's the TWSBI Vac 700R in the iris. And I'm just doing that in block lettering because that seemed to be appropriate. Yeah, so with both the abalone, now that I'm seeing it written on paper, and the petrichor, it seems like there's not a whole lot of color variation. I'm wondering if maybe I put it in a stub or something like that, we would get a little bit better color variation. But let's actually indicate that this is a limited edition. I actually really like the way this nib writes, and the ink is Troublemaker Abalone. And actually now that it's drying, there's a little bit more of a color shift. It looked very blue first off, and now it's looking a little bit more purple as it's changing, so that's kind of appropriate for this pen, I think. So let's see, the quick brown fox, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And let me try this with print as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close that up, and you'll see one of the nice things about these pens is that you can kind of see the ink sloshing around in there. It's still a decent amount of ink, but I'm actually going to assume that my second fill is going to be a little bit more. What I might end up doing, if I do like this ink for this pen, I think I probably will put it in the container here, and I'm really hoping that this is not just for the Vac Mini. I can't remember because I bought it along with my Vac Mini, and I think I showed you the Vac Mini on the channel, I believe. I think I did an unboxing but not a testing, or I might have done just a dip testing. I can't even remember now. Oh my god, I don't even know what day it is. I am just waiting like every day for just 2020 to be over, and anyway, so so we'll see, is basically what I'm trying to say about ink filling in the future. So I went slow. Maybe I went too slow. I don't know. Me and Vac pens, we're still getting used to each other and trying to figure it out. So here, I'll show you this ink close up. So you can see when it went down, it looked fairly blue, and now it actually looks a lot more purple. And I think that that's actually a nice combo, because I would say that my pen is predominantly purple. At some point I might end up putting something a little more saturated in there. This will probably clean out pretty easily, and that was kind of my main concern to begin with, because I kind of wanted to find something that would look good with the pen. And in here it looks pretty blue, but on the paper, once it dries, it looks a little bit more purple. Okay, oh, and I just realized I didn't say that this is a medium nib. Okay. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. This is a beautiful pen. I'll try and write with it more and do a follow-up review at some point. I've been trying to do a follow-up review at least at some point to the pens that I prefer. And part of that is through my favorites series, which I just started. So some, but not all pens end up in that, obviously. So for some pens, I may end up doing a follow-up if they don't make it there. So we'll see. All right. Well, in any case, feel free to subscribe so that you can keep track of future videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And I hope to see you next time. And in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.